Welcome to Zimbabwe. Welcome to Lanyula Cultural Village. We are here on the western side of Zimbabwe, and in Hwange rural district. And we've been working here on this cultural village for quite some time now. And we are modernizing our rural communities so that we catch up on the travel industry and also on social mobility and sustainability. We are pushing these two concepts. We think they are the answer for us people in the rural communities. And we've been working here. We highlight our culture, we highlight our wildlife. This is our wild dogs that we find in Hwange National Park. They're quite endangered, and we highlight their plight here in the cultural village here. So come and I'll show you what the cultural village would look like. It's about 90% complete, but we're almost there. But we can still come and visit and hear the history of Zimbabwe. So when you start from here, you see the moon. This is come closer. This is the Rosi moon. In the Middle Ages, the Rosi people of Zimbabwe tried, the Moyos of Zimbabwe, they tried to get to space. And in the Middle Ages, they tried to get there and they failed. And you can see behind, they built structures like that to get to the moon, to bring that for the chief. But their endeavors don't go in vain. We've gifted them with the moon here. It's almost a ton of rock that's been carved from rock, and we've gifted the Moyos of Zimbabwe with that moon there. It shows the aspirations and endeavors of the Zimbabwean people, and we've done that, and we're proud to have acknowledged their effort to get to the moon. And their concepts are still used in today's world, where they build structures to launch to space, and they've done that a long time ago in the Middle Ages, and we acknowledge their effort. So when you come here, you see Bangazi, which is the Tonga hut. The Tonga people of Zimbabwe around here, they're mostly found on the Zambezi escarpment river, and also Binga area here as well. That's their kind of their area, and they build structures like this. They are inspired by the climate and also the wildlife that is here. That's why they build structures that are raised from the ground. In recent years, there has been floods around this area, and these are finding them very useful these days because of floods and also wildlife, and everything is kept quite safe there. So the painting is also inspired by the Tonga people. So you can see the nyami is well displayed up there. So when you come up here, you can see these are the Rosi people, the Moyos of Zimbabwe. We have tried to get to space, and they built structures like this in a place called Mount Tikwiri. That's found in Rusape, just after Nyazura, between Nyazura and Rusape, in Manicaland. You find a mountain called Mount Tikwiri. This is where the Rosi people tried to get to the moon, to bring the moon for the king. And we acknowledge their effort and their endeavors. And we are inspired by their thought of going to the moon. And we don't laugh at people that try, we actually acknowledge them. And this is the only village in Zimbabwe that acknowledges the Moyo people of Zimbabwe. Well, there isn't much to show you about. It's just a well in rural Zimbabwe that you find in most villages. Here you find one of the huts. Is inspired by the Ndebele people of Zimbabwe and the Swazi people of Zimbabwe, and it's built up of thatched grass, and it's their design that suits the kind of environment that they are. There are reasons why they would choose to build huts made of grass, but we find we're quite inspired, and we also acknowledge the art and also the architectural design, and it's a very good foundation for our youth to realize how our skills were like in teaching. And also you could come here, you could pose for pictures, you could sit here, spend the day, you could read your book, something like that, right? And then you come to some of the villages the art that you find here. You find the chevron and the beautiful women of Zimbabwe. These are tusks, elephant tusks. This is all done by our local women here, and we find it's quite interesting to beautify our homes. I'm not sure whether the camera can be able to zoom in here. Come and just have a look at our typical thank you. Our grain. This is where we keep our grain here in Zimbabwe. We've got the elephants also inspired in giraffes. Wildlife around Hwange is inspired in the huts there. So it was a shield representing the Ndebele people of Zimbabwe. We've got the chevron found in Great Zimbabwe, and also our beautiful art also displayed there. This is the type of soil that we use for our painting. It's all sustainable, and we don't need to break our legs or rob a bank to be able to buy a paint. We just go out in the bush, we get some soil. That is what we use to paint our hearts. And this is a tradition that has gone for years, and we've carried on with it from our ancestors. And when we look at some of our huts, they have the Zimbabwean flag inspired there. So this whole area, we turn it into, yeah, we've got our outdoor kitchen there. You can see in the kitchen there. Yeah. Outdoor kitchen area. And we can have parties here. You can come and have a party. You can have a wedding here. We can transform this area into a wedding place. So you could have benches laid out for you and have a wedding here. And yeah, so it's one of those villages that you should come and visit. So much can happen here. You can have play volleyball. You can do all sorts that you want. So my name is Taku Mutefa, and I'm here at Lanyula Cultural Village in Hwange, and the western part of Zimbabwe, Matebele in the north. Thank you for listening to our rural content. Hopefully, we'll see you again when you come to Lanyula Cultural Village. Thank you. All the best.